Hello, this is Christian Jackson from Com45 Media and Culture. This is vlog discussion number 10, and this week's readings were Wall of Sound, The iPod Has Changed the Way We Listen to Music by Saval, The Judgment of Thamus by Postman, Gin, Television, and Social Surplus by Shirky, and Love the One You're Near by Blair. For the first essay, Wall of Sound, The iPod Has Changed the Way We Listen to Music, the author, Nikhil Saval, talks about how recorded music has changed the way we interact because it makes us not interact. Saval explains that this is because since we all have our own device, when listening to recorded music on an iPod, we are the only ones listening to it, and most of the time we keep the music within ourselves. He then explains that in order to listen to music before the iPod, people would have to come together to either listen to it on the radio or in concert. And that is how the iPod has changed the way we listen to music, in his opinion. And I can honestly agree, because looking back on videos from the 90s or even early 2000s, everyone just seemed more together when listening to music. And I feel like the iPod is good, but it took away that special feeling when you listen to music, because it's just so easy to access in today's age. In the next essay, The Judgment of Thamus, the author, Neil Postman, talks about how easily technology can get out of hand. He starts off by talking about a group of people called technophiles. And technophiles, these are people who are extremely obsessed with all the new technology, and all they want to do is experience the most advanced technology. But what they don't realize is any of the consequences. And Neil then goes on to explain that he warns these specific people that like technology so much because in many cases, even the inventor doesn't have full control of the technology at hand. And I honestly agree with Postman, because we've seen it in movies, we've seen it in real life, where the technology takes over and can't be controlled. And I honestly agree with his take that people need to be cautious when working with the newest and most advanced technology. In the following essay, Gin, Television, and Social Surplus, Clay Shirky, the author, talks about how each generation has their specific thing that makes them special. And in this case, Shirky believes that sitcoms is this generation's special thing. He then goes on to explain that humans have something called a cognitive surplus, which is basically free time that we have to create and think. And he says that nowadays we waste our cognitive surplus to just sit and watch TV sitcoms, when we can be creating and thinking of productive things to do for ourselves. In this last essay, Love the One You're Near, Jennifer Blair talks about how online dating, and how in the beginning of the online dating era, people used to make their profiles very extensive, very detailed, because one would mention nearly everything about them. With this happening, it made better pairings, because most of the time the people knew exactly what to expect out of their profiles. But she explains that nowadays nearly none of the information is involved and people only put pictures of themselves. And she follows by explaining that she believes this way of dating is bad because it is a place for casual sex and not actual genuine relationships. And I can honestly agree because many of the dating apps like Tinder, stuff like that, it's mostly just to get with someone. But back then, I guess, it was more genuine and people actually wanted to be in relationships with people.